What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today we got my guy Candraphon, the Cthulhu Crusher, in an arena build. So I'm going to go over his kit, we're going to go over his artifacts, we're going to go over all of his masteries and all that good stuff. But I'm going to start doing so on the website. So let's transition over there for a second. I'll throw the link in the description and a message below. Got the website over here, and the reason I like using the website is we got the actual multipliers. So we don't got the multipliers in the game. We'll go back over to the game in a second. So Candraphon is an attack-based force affinity Demonspawn nuker, and we got an 8 overall rating on him with an 8 value on the books, and the priority is the A1 and A2, which we'll go over in a second. So going down to Punish Hubris, it attacks one enemy, places an extra hit if the target is under any buff. That is a 3 times attack multiplier, and if the condition is met, takes it to a 6, right? That's a very powerful and hard-hitting A1 in the game, and it works very, very well with some ally attack champions. So his A2 is Butcher's Glee, 4-turn cooldown. It's 3 turns when booked up. Attacks all enemies, AoE, grants an extra turn and resets the cooldown of On the Hunt skill if this attack kills an enemy. So damage based on attack, it's a 3.8 multiplier. That's not very high for an actual AoE in the game, but his passive makes up for it. So one of the tools on the website I haven't talked about yet is a compare multiplier tool. So we can actually check out Candraphon's A2 and see how the multiplier works and compares to other champions. Keep in mind his passive ability does extra damage, so that is a factor as well. We go over here, if they're not all checked, then they're all checked, basically. Like that, same thing, right? Okay, so if we check attack, we'll only get attack champions. We'll get from all factions. We'll do only legendaries at the moment. We'll go with all affinities, and we'll show 100 results. Go with the A2 only. Attack type can be AoE. Go with all of them, and then we'll go with attack-based multiplier. So we'll go with multiplier number and work in descending order, and here we go. All right, so Abyss has the highest multiplier A2 ability in the game. So actually we can take a look at all the abilities. It doesn't matter which AoE it is. So Ray has a higher hitting A3 than Abyss. Go down until we find Candraphon. He's at that 3.8. And you can see exactly how many champions here have a higher multiplier, as well as how many champions have the same exact one. So we got, Genzin, Quintus the Triumphant here with the same exact multiplier. Sun Wukong's A3, same multiplier. So it's not like the weakest multiplier in the game by far. We got other ones that are far weaker, but it is significantly less than some of the other ones in the game. That's a fact. So On the Hunt, his A3 is a 5-turn cooldown, and there is no modifications on it whatsoever. It gives you a load of buffs. So it places a perfect veil buff, gives you an increased attack 50% buff, 30% increased speed buff, and a 30% increased crit damage buff, but it does not grant you an extra turn like it does for most other champions. And also, if you guys want to check out other champions that have these, skills, just click the link, and boom, there they are. So he has his passive from the shadows. This is what makes him really special, in my opinion. His passive effect, damage increases by 40% while attacking under a veil or perfect veil buff. That is pretty massive. So the 3.8 multiplier in AoE A2 is not so great, but with a 40% damage increase, makes it much more palatable. Also receives 40% less damage while under a veil or perfect veil buff. Also boosts his champion's turn meter by 15% each time this champion receives damage under a veil or perfect veil buff. Does not work if this champion is the only alive ally in the team. He has an active effect as well. Places a perfect veil on this champion for 1 turn. Each time an enemy's turn meter is filled, this buff cannot be removed. So it's protected. It's very, very nice. He can protect himself with the veil and then whack him with Butcher's Glee on the first hit. And we're going to go over how that works out in the arena, because I got him in an arena build. That's where I use him mainly for myself. He's okay in a couple other areas, like I use him against the Celestial Griffin. There's a few other places you can use him like that. But mainly for me, he's an arena champion. Go back over to the game real quick. All right. So I have him in a lethal set, and that comes from the Dark Fae and the Doom Tower. So the basic set for this is a Savage. Now, I would say that your attack, your speed, crit rate, crit damage are your most important, attributes here. Obviously, you want to get the crit damage as high as possible, and then his attack as high as possible. You want 100% crit rate, and then you want to get his speed to a, palatable amount. Whatever you can get it up to. This is kind of slow for me. I prefer him faster, but at the moment, this is the build. So let's go over the total stats here real quick. Got 44,000 health, 7,600 attack, 2,500 defense, 172 speed, 100% crit rate, 267% crit damage, and then you don't need any accuracy on him really. So his resist is 259. Like I said, we got the lethal set. We have crit damage gloves. Anytime you have a nuker in the game, if you can get crit damage gloves on him with 100% crit rate, that is the most ideal way to build the nuker. Obviously, not everybody can have that kind of build because you're going to run out of gear at some point to gear up everybody. So you have some nukers that do not have, crit damage gloves. They have crit rate gloves. So they're not as optimal, but my gear at the moment is kind of spread across a few nukers. So Candraphon doesn't have my best nuking gear, but he has some of my best nuking gear, if that makes sense. Yeah, some of my best nuking gear for an attack-based nuker as well. So again, we got the crit damage gloves. We got some speed. We got the attack percentage chest plate with crit damage, crit rate. Got attack percentage boots with ascended attack percentage as well. Crit rate, speed. So very nice boots. I also have them in revenge accessories. We have attack-based ring. We got crit damage, and we have attack banner. Go ahead and take a look at the blessings I used. So for a low blessing, like level 1, level 2, level 3 maybe, I probably would go with a whole different blessing for that one. Maybe something like Lightning Cage, because you don't want him to lose his buffs. I like to use them personally with Necrit, the Great, and other champions that are ally attackers, like Cardiel. So for me, a great pairing for Candraphon is obviously Duchess. Unfortunately, on this account, I do not have a Duchess. I do have a Candraphon and a Duchess on another account, but this one has my best Candraphon, and unfortunately, he does not have a Duchess. So for a high awakening, I recommend Soul Reap. This helps finish off whoever happens to stay alive, especially when you're ally attacking with the A1. Very, very nice blessing. Heading over to his Masteries. Went down the offensive tree. We went down the defensive tree as well. And we kind of went for like a nuker build in the arena. We got Ruthless Ambush, for example. We've got Helm Smasher. We've got Keen Strike, Shield Breaker, and some of these other ones like Singled Out. So kind of an arena nuker build. And then for defense, I always like going and getting Defiant personally, more so than Tough Skin. And also, Blast Proof is okay, but I like Improved Parry more. So most people in the arena are going to crit you. You're going to get 8% damage mitigation bonus here, as opposed to a 5% one on AoEs only. So we got to go down, get Bloodthirst instead of Resurgent. Is the only like real downside to that one. But we do get Delayed Death, and then we do have Retribution for a counterattack, just in case we need it. And obviously, it's a devastating A1, so when he counterattacks, you don't want that to come back at you. One last thing to note is I don't want to typically make videos like this with empowered champions. What I'd prefer to do is actually, like the Snick Track video I just created, is create the video with the baseline champion and then actually empower them at the end of the video. Now, we see we have a Lydia right here empowered, but I actually made a video with her before doing it. Candraphon is the only champion in the game that I've empowered, at least on this account right here, that I do not have a video of before I empowered them. So unfortunately, you get the empowered stats here. I could take a piece of gear off or two, but honestly, it's not really worth the silver to do that. So every future video is going to have a base level champion like UDK here, for example. And at the end of the video, I'll empower them afterwards. So when you're running a Candraphon in the arena, obviously, like I said before, Duchess is one of your best friends to have. but she's also one of your worst enemies. So what you're going to want to avoid in the game is champions like Harima right here, who has a very cool passive that basically makes Demonspawn not do any critical hits against her, as well as making 50% of the ignore defense not work. So you're going to want to avoid Harima in the arena. You're going to want to avoid Duchess as well because of the affinity matchup. Really quick before we go on to some classic arena fights. In the past, I created a live arena Candraphon video with some Scarlord music on it. You guys might hate the music on it, but we got live arena action with Candraphon in that video. So I'll link that one in the comments below. Real quick before I go through any fights, let's go over the AI real fast. Because I feel like Candraphon's AI is kind of messed up. So he'll basically use his AoE attack A2 here, kill somebody, and then grants an extra turn. But since it resets the cooldown of On the Hunt, he'll go right into the A3 and use that again. So if he wipes out the entire team, let's say, but Duchess, and she's kind of like hanging there with a sliver of health because he didn't weak hit, he can go into Punish Hubris, say Siphi or someone's there, kill them, finish it off, but instead his AI will do On the Hunt, which will allow that reviver to revive somebody and then resume the fight. So instead of finishing fights, it allows them to resume fights. We don't like that. So we're going to turn that thing off, and we'll only use it when we want to. Now, I like to run them with ally attack champions, like I said before, because I do not have a Duchess. They kind of take advantage of that Punish Hubris. So we're going to go ahead and run that real quick. And then I have this other team right here that has Vassel of the Seal. Vassel of the Seal has this ability right here, Legion of Doom. It gives other demon spawns more crit damage, but you need 3. So you have Prince Kaimar instead of a Duchess, so we have Duchess. All right, so the good thing about Candraphon is if he gets nuked, he is kind of tanky because of that passive, so he's still going to live through some of those. Now, we have the option of giving the buff, or we can do the AoE. Let's go into AoE. And like I said before, we don't want to go into that right there. We're going to just go and finish off the Arbiter. That's how we like to play that. So, Candraphon has the ally attack from Nekarit. Go ahead and finish off Lysandra. And then finish off Madame Ceres. One more ally attack should do it. See if we get nuked first. Looks like we're going to be. No, we actually cut in. Okay. So we have the option of wiping out their nukers right now, or we could take out their resurrectors. I have no fear that I'll survive their actual attack. So I might just opt to take out Siphi, or we could just use the Revive on Death buff right there, A2, just to ensure we live. All right, so we did live. Go ahead and use the AoE attack. I doubt it's going to kill everybody, but we got somebody. That's all that matters. We go right back into the A1, finish off Siphi, and then here we go. Into the match. Pretty good. Mishinaki cannot last. So Candraphon again with the majority of the damage. Go ahead and try this weird team right here. Go ahead and just let the AI do its thing. We got a counterattack from Candraphon there with the Revenge accessories. Easily wiping out people with the A1 there. Probably should have targeted Lysandra first. Oh well. There's the Soul Reap coming back into play. And I don't think it really showed it, but that character right there came back to life and died because of the ally attack. That's why they were standing up at their health, showing, but they didn't die right there at the end from the AoE. So it's kind of a visual glitch. But yeah, they took some damage. Candraphon right there with the majority of it. I'll show you how bad this matchup right here is going to work out for us. Despite the fact that, well, now with the stone skin, maybe not. I'm going to say, we might be able to knock off Harima without crits. But it's going to be a very bad fight if we got to go through 2 rounds before we can do it. All right, let's go ahead and grant Nekarit the strengthen buff there. Go ahead and hit that stone skin one more time. All right. Got Wukong with the sheep. Yeah, I mean, these abilities are going to cycle back through, so it doesn't really matter if we use them right now or not. Go ahead and hit Pythion before he gets veiled again. Take him out. All right, so let's go ahead and AoE. No one died, unfortunately. Again, Duchess passive and weak hitting is going to be bad for Candraphon here. But does not mean they're unkillable. They'll win this fight. Got the weak hit from Lonatharl. There we go with attack, counterattack on Harima. Counterattacking my boy Pythion there. That's good. All right, let's go ahead and hit Duchess and hopefully we can weak hit. Nice, nice. All right, so all the revivers are dead. All we got to do is just finish off that Harima without letting Wukong finish us off. Now, we got the revive on death there, and we could give the ally attack to Lonatharl, but sometimes I just like to keep the strengthen on my boy Necrit here. Go ahead and hit Wukong there, finish him off, and let's go ahead and use the ally attack on Harima. All right, looking good there. Fortunately, we lost Candraphon. That's okay. It looks like we're going to be able to finish off Harima just fine without him. All right, here we come with the ally attack again. Goodbye, some Wukong. All right, so the majority of the damage again came from Candraphon, but we needed some support from Lonatharl and Necrit to get Harima down and these other champions, because this is a very tanky team right here. Pythion, Harima, Duchess. So as we proved, not unkillable, but certainly a chore and a hassle, for sure. Since we have the increased attack buff missing, we're not going to be doing our maximum damage here. That's okay. As you obviously can see, it's still working. All right, so let's go ahead and target Sssshhhh since she's not protected just yet. All right, we wiped her out. Very good. Let's go ahead and put this on Necrit again. Use the ally attack on Harima here while she's still vulnerable. There we go. Wiped her out. There's not much we could do right here. I think he still has stone skin on. Go ahead and just use this. There we go with the ally attack. Now has increased attack buff attached to it. So go ahead and take out Rhodos if we can. Let's go ahead and try it out. Very, very close. Very close. Unfortunately, we got him too with the counterattack. We weren't hitting him last with Candraphon, so the Soul Reap didn't pop up. But they're all wiped out. Let's go ahead and use the ally attack here. And there you go. See ya, Necrit. So that's a stone skin Necrit we just faced, right? But my Necrit over here is in a Relentless set with offensive stats. That's why he's wiping out the Siphies, the Necris, the Harimas, the Rhodos. By no problem with himself there with a little bit of damage. All right, let's go ahead and try this Terrace team here. I don't think the Vassel of the Steel team will do it, so let's go ahead and try this team instead. Let's go ahead and put on the A2 so that way, just in case we get nuked and die, we can actually come back. Try to take out Elva. Very nice. All right, let's try to take out Harima if we can. All right, looking good so far. Go ahead and take this one at Terrace. That was not very good, to be honest. All right, so Harima did not die. She survived. But we either can go after Terrace here and hope that we can do a dent into him, or we can try to finish off Harima. Either way, not looking good for Necrit. You'll probably die on the next hit. Unless we take out... Unless we put the strengthen buff on him. Go ahead and do that just to see if we can keep him alive. Alright, we got Harima to get the fear to go off. She's dead. Looking good. That did not protect my boy Necrit at all. Alright, DK is finally taking some damage. Alright, we still need one more turn to get that to come around. Let's see if we can finish him off. Nope. One more time. There we go. There we go. Finally busted through UDK stuff. Alright, this should be it right here. Nope. Very strong UDK. One more time. There we go. So again, Candraphon carrying the team with the damage, but we got all these support champs here really carrying Candraphon to get to the damage, right? And this is a pretty nice team right here. UDK, Harima, Terrace, Elva. Not an easy one by any means. Alright, so that's it for today's video. I'm going to take you guys back over to the website real quick. You guys make sure to check out the champion loadouts down here. We'll have the video actually at the bottom here after I'm done uploading it. I'll have a write-up here soon. But we got the Savage or Lethal set. We got the Cruel set. We got crit gloves, attack percentage, chest and boots. We got the Revenge accessories. We got these Masteries and these Blessings as recommended ones. Go ahead and check out the website. And you guys, if you guys enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. You guys take it easy. Peace.